there was a flyer flying around from Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan indicating that there will be a program or an event to that effect. It's called the Homecoming. Well, this homecoming has turned out to be another furore in the all political issues relating to the Kogi Central Senator and the politics of Nigeria. Now, the government of Kogi State is saying that there is something wrong about what she did. She's flouted, she's breached the law. I'm being joined by the Commissioner of Information in Kogi State, Kingsley Fanwo. It's live for us virtually from Lokoja. Thank you so much, Mr. Fanwo, for joining us tonight on the program.
Thank you very much, Sean, for having me, and thank you, viewers around the world.
Let me begin. The senator said it clearly that she's a Nigerian. She's a senator representing our senatorial district, Kogi Central Senatorial District. She's not afraid of anyone, and above all, your worry in the statement you released earlier today that she has breached the law. She said she has broken no law.
Thank you very much. Let me clarify this very clearly. Despite very deliberate attempt by the media to make the whole thing look like it was targeted at a single and a particular person. There was nothing like that. The security protocols and the directives that were issued yesterday were basically to ensure security in the state. We are having issues in about 3 places, including in Kogi West, in Kogi local government area to be specific, where as a result of crisis resulting from fishing ponds, 2 people have already been killed, and security have been deployed there. In Kogi East, especially in Njema district, where we are having communal clashes, people have also been killed, and we are taking security, we are going through a lot of security procedures in those places to arrest the situation. In Kogi Central, we also had intelligence that some political rallies, political and religious rallies, would lead to skirmishes, which may go into a very full-blown crisis. Because of this, the state government issued a statement banning all sort of rallies in the state. Even the issue that had to do with convoy was because we did not want people to import unauthorized people in the name of security operatives into the state to fuel the crisis that we are trying to manage. That was the situation. So nobody is saying that it is a law, it is a directive, it is a statement of the state government which has been flouted. And the statement was issued to ensure security. And if you listen to her today, you will understand that those who gave the intelligence were very correct.
So when you say they were very correct, was there any kind of skirmish that came out of that event?
It is not about having skirmish from the event, but from the bogus, inflammatory and inciting statements that came from her mouth. For instance, if you face the people of your senatorial district and you are telling them that people have been contracted to kill you, and you are mentioning names of the Senate president, the former governor, and the current governor being complicit, that is inciting. And that is how crisis, full-blown crisis, that's how they start. So it is very clear that they definitely got it very right with the security report. If not for efforts by the state government to calm frayed nerves and to ensure that some militants were not imported into the state, then we will not be saying what we are saying here today.
You said in your statement earlier today that the senator violated the state government's ban on political gatherings. Can you explain more on what you meant in that statement by that?
Thank you very much. From the videos I saw a procession into her place where they were singing all kinds of inciting songs. Then I saw her also addressing supporters, making frivolous, bogus, and dishing out all sorts of lies to incite the people against the government, including alleging the governor of the state, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo.
All right, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo, some issues, glitches with the network connecting. I hope there is no ban on the network in Lokoja. Let's get back. I guess you can hear me now. I was worried if there was no curfew on internet usage, or there is no ban on internet usage in Lokoja, the way you've placed a ban or the curfew on movement and procession. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very much. What I said was that I saw a procession. I saw a procession into her residence. I also saw and watched her dishing out frivolous, careless, unfortunate lies against prominent people in the state that could have resulted into a lot of crisis. For instance, he accused the governor of conniving with the Senate president. In her words, he said the Senate president called the governor on March 12th and instructed the governor to initiate recall proceedings against her, that the governor refused, and that the Senate president had to bring in the former governor, His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Bello, and that in between the three of them, they agreed to recall her and also to kill her. She was saying all of this. These are inciting statements. These are where major crisis starts, and it will result into loss of lives and property. You know, because let me make it very clear here: the governor and the Senate president never discussed anything that has to do with the Kogi, the suspended senator of Kogi Central. There was no conversation. There was no conversation to recall her. There was no conversation to assassinate her. So all those things were to incite the people and cause violence in Kogi Central.
Let me ask you quickly, Mr. Fanwo, and I ask you if you think that she has violated any law. She said she's done nothing wrong. In the eye of the law and from the perspective of the Kogi state government, has Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan committed any offense?
Yes, she has committed the offense of having a procession when the state government, acting on credible intelligence, directed that there should be no procession. She also addressed a rally. She will call it homecoming to greet her people about Salah. Where did they talk about Salah there? All her address were political, to incite the people against constituted authorities at the federal level and at the state level, to create panic and tension and ensure that there is violence. That was just what happened today. So that's a clear violation of the statement and the directive of the state government. When you talk about the freedom of association has limitations. When your association is going to constitute danger and it is going to affect the rights and freedom of others, then such an association cannot be defended.
So just a moment. So I just wanted you to establish to us whether or not, because when the senator says, I've committed no offense, but and you've just confirmed that she has committed an offense. Is that right? That's what you meant, that she has broken the law. She said, I've not broken any law, but you said she has broken the law.
She has broken the directive, direction, policy, and the security protocol of the state government. He broke it.
So what is the implication as far as Kogi state government is concerned?
There were clear directives in the statement to security agencies to ensure enforcement. And now that we are seeing where some of those threats are coming from our intelligence reports show that there was going to be a major crisis as a result of some activities of unscrupulous personalities. And for her to come to the state and try to incite the people against the Senate president, against the former governor of the state, against the current governor of the state, we are leaving the whole thing to the security agencies that have been given the mandate to enforce it. It is not just only in Okene. Remember, we are also enforcing the same thing in Kogi local government area, where we are having issues that has to do with the fishing ponds crisis. We are also having issue at the Njama district in Kogi East, where two communities are having a lot of crisis among them. So it is not just about this. I'm very sure they will review it, and take the necessary actions. But I've made something very clear. The governor had no meeting with the Senate president regarding the recall. You would listen. People came to your station to talk about the recall. And they said that the reason they are doing the recall is that she is not doing what they sent her there to go and do. So if you know the reason why you are being recalled, why are you pinning it on the state governor? Even when they were doing the processes, the governor was not even in the country. So it's very unfortunate that.
So let me quickly ask. Sorry. So,
as a lawyer, yeah. I think as an officer, I expect that the suspended senator should be very circumspect and careful in damaging the character, in assassinating the character of people.
Let me ask you, has the governor, your principal, given any instruction or direction in that respect? Because I asked for the implication from the Kogi state government point of view, and you said that, yes, there will be implication. Has the governor, Governor Usman Ododo, has he given any direction to that effect?
It's different from having a very small child that you give food, you put food in his or her mouth. It is different. There was a statement, there was a directive from the state governor, and the security agencies were told to execute the directive. If someone has violated it, the security agencies do not need the governor again to come and give them another directive. They know what to do, and I'm sure they do.
I mean, correct this if it's right or wrong. So is an intention of the implication meaning an arrest of Senator Natasha Akpoti, or what exactly would be the implication you're talking about?
Only the security agencies will be able to answer that. They know how they go about their operations. I am not a police officer. I am not a DSS officer. I don't know how they do their operations, but I'm very sure she should be asked a lot of questions about all her incitement, all her lies, all her character assassination, and all her attempt to ensure that Kogi was in flames today.
So, Mr. Fowler, let me ask you, I have just like three quick questions so that we can be able to put perspective to the conversation. First and foremost, there was a specific instruction on possession, right?
Yes.
There was also a specific instruction against transportation by road curfew, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
There was also a specific instruction as to gathering in public places and holding rallies. Is that right?
Yes.
Let me now ask you, from what I see and what we understand, it does look like that rally, the event held in the very compound of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Can that be, that's a private residence of the senator, can you say that she's committed an offense of holding or gathering people for Salah celebration in a compound? Does it amount to public gathering in your own definition?
Okay, let's frame this in a very logical perspective, Sheil. One, there was procession. You could see the number that is there. Though you can't refer this to a massive crowd, but there was a procession to her house. That is violation number one. Then, when you come to the issue of use of convoy and all of that, I was told, I was reliably informed that she got there with a helicopter. That was not violated. But a rally is a rally. It doesn't matter where you are doing it. Whether you are doing it in a public place, whether you gather people in front of your house, a rally is a rally. And what we saw today was...
Can the state government say that someone has committed offense for merely celebrating Salah in his or her compound?
What we are saying, it is not an offense. There were a lot of people who celebrated Salah in their compound. But did you see them gathering crowds to be alleging that the Senate president has ordered for assassination, or the former governor, or the current governor? Did you see them doing that? So they are different. You can't be comparing the two. And if the law says don't kill and don't limit people's maybe freedom of speech and all that, if someone violates 2 of 10, the person has violated. So we should be talking about the violation and not what was not violated.
So if you are picking out the Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, she did not move by road, which does not violate the instruction. She flew into that place, which does not amount to any breach based on the direct specific instruction. She was in a compound, and it doesn't look like she led the procession, if there was one, or any kind of rally into that compound. Also, if in your definition, this is a rally, she said it's a Salah celebration in a compound. But the big question here, Mr. Fanwo, is that with the kind of crowd that is seen in Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's house today, who are the people that are behind our recall? If this kind of crowd are also our supporters.
Okay, let me start from here, Shion. We both read law. I can understand if you want to be the suspended senator's advocate here. It is not an issue. But I'm going to insist on the fact that she violated some of the directives that were put in place, some of the protocols that were put in place to guarantee security. Imagine if the supporters of the governor or the former governor, if they decided to react immediately to all those incitements, imagine what would have happened today. So if not that those people are statesmen and they ensure that there was no violence, it would have been a very bloody one today. So we thank God that that had gone, and I'm very sure that the governor and the former governor and the Senate president will do everything to enforce their fundamental human rights and ensure that this character assassination is not sustained. Let me borrow her words. It's not sustained. I'm very sure they will pursue that. And when you talk about the recall, and you are asking those that are behind her recall, I am saying it. The constituents. I am not from Kogi Central. I am not part of the recall process. But its constituents, you saw them. Those who were behind it, they did not hide. They went to INEC to submit their petition, and they spoke to a lot of media organizations, including yours, explaining why they are recalling her. So why are you asking those that are behind it? They are not hiding their faces. They are out there.
So I asked a question as a journalist, Mr. Fanwo. I know you are a politician. I'm not. Yes, asking question that has a legal implication is part of the job, just to get your perspective in what. And I know that Senator Natasha has all the money to be able to get lawyers who are more experienced than the knowledge that I have in law. But I'm just asking you a question. And the fundamental, just a moment, the element that are provided in the state directives and in the state in the statement that was pushed out, either the curfew or the ban on procession. I'm just asking question so Nigerians can understand the reasoning behind what your government has done. And the final question I'd like to ask you, Mr. Fanwo, is to the fact that in all of this, there is a political slant into all of this. And I understand from what you explained that the state is trying to secure the people, the property, and the state, and ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. At what point does also the state balance this act in such a way that it doesn't look like you are politicized governance, in such a way that you are using the act of governance against political opponent? How does the Ododo administration able to balance this? Because the prism and the perspectives are very, very key.
Okay, let me say this, Shion. You are everything that I am. You are a politician too, and I'm a politician.
I'm not.
If you
I've never been, and I don't want to be, and I will never be. God forbid.
You are a journalist, I am, and we both read law also. So we are very similar. It depends on where you are standing today or any other day, but we are very similar. Then, when the governor was sworn in January 2024, I will quote copiously from his speech. He said, "I will never play politics with security." You know, the issue we are having now is that the media should join the government in fighting insecurity. Imagine that we've lost so many lives today. Then the media will have stories to write and to talk about. But thank God that did not happen. What is happening right now is not politics, and we cannot play politics with the lives of the people. According to the chief servant of the state, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, our decision and our directive were purely based on ensuring that there is security. Imagine having clashes between supporters and a lot of things were used. Even stray bullets can kill an innocent woman in her house. These are the people we are defending. It is the responsibility of the state government to defend everybody in the state, including the suspended senator. And we did not even ban movement. No, I think it is being reported in a very wrong manner. We did not ban movement. What we said is that if you are coming with a convoy, report to the commands, the state commands of the deploying services, so that they will verify and know that the people you are bringing are the people that are genuine security operatives. Because our intelligence also showed that where they were having communal clashes, some people with vested interest were planning to import fake security operatives, not even in Kogi Central. So you can see that the whole thing was based on security, and no government should be blamed for doing everything humanly possible to secure and defend the life and property of the people. That was what the governor did, and should be applauded for that.
Thank you so much, Kingsley Fanwo. Thank you so much. You might be right that we might be similar in some ways, but one thing that I don't have the bravery for is politics. I don't know how some of you who are in politics do it. I have the bravery for journalism, but for politics, I'm sorry, I've got no heart for it. I'm a political journalist, yes, and I can say Okun because you are an Okun man, but I understand and I speak that language, but then the similarity are in different directions. Thank you so much. Kingsley Fanwo, who is the Commissioner for Information in Kogi State. Have a wonderful evening, my brother.
Thank you very much.